Hi, today let's talk about why are the home prices going up in Marshall, Michigan. I just got a look at the most recent market statistics for Marshall, Michigan. It is the county seat of Calhoun County in southern Michigan, and it is a small town in a rural area that is popular with home buyers for many reasons. Before I get into the statistics, as of May 2026 about home inventory and average sales prices, let me introduce myself. I'm Tracy Falby, a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Michigan Real Estate. And in the description, you can get a link if you would like to get an instant estimate of your home's value. You just put in your address and you get an estimate based on what the computer gods can pull from the internet. I can, of course, do a more precise job, but just for information purposes, if you're curious, just for a ballpark figure, go put your address in the link in the description. Or if you are shopping, there's also a link in the description to homes for sale in Marshall right now. All right, let's take a look at those statistics. Okay, I've made my head a little smaller so I won't block the text as I talk about it. These statistics for the local market update in Marshall area are from May 2026. So we're going to look at May 2026 compared to May 2025, and we're going to look at year-to-date figures as well. So let's get started taking a look at these statistics, and we're going to look at single-family homes because the numbers for the condominiums, they're so small. They're just not a lot to talk about there. So we will look at our median and average sales price compared May 2026 to what was going on in May 2025. And the average sales price did have a big jump, plus 11.4% in Marshall. So 282,530 last May was the average sales price that month, and the same month in 2026, 314,611, so 11.4% increase. There was a dip on the median sales price, but the median is a little different than the average. So, a couple really low price sales could have dragged down the median in month to month. All right, on our year-to-date, and this compares the first 5 months of 2025 to the first 5 months of 2026, the median sales price for homes in Marshall did rise 10.2%, so it went up to $266,186. And for average sales price, comparing the same periods last spring to this spring, a really big jump, plus 22.8%. So that was at $311,077 is our average sales price year-to-date figures. And Marshall has strong demand. It's a fairly popular place for local people who are looking for small town life. And you will see the days on Marshall is really gone down. So this May 2026, 16 days on market, really low, compared to 58 days on market last May. So that was, for days on market, 72.4% decrease. So things are moving pretty fast in Marshall in 2026. And even comparing days on market year-to-date, spring last year to spring 2026, down overall to 40 days on market, which is pretty good. A dip of 27.3%. Okay, so days on market is down. Our average sales prices are up in Marshall. So what is driving that? Well, there's the strong demand. The town does have a lot of appeal. Marshall is well known for its historic character. It has a really charming downtown with lots of shops, and there's restaurants and a small hotel and an events venue. There's a hospital down there too. So it's a small town, so it's walkable around the historic downtown. There's historic neighborhoods. Many of them have very well-maintained historic homes, so there's really pretty. There's parks. You can live there. You can walk downtown. The kids can many of them can walk to their school. Not everyone does that, but it is feasible for many of the people who live nearby. And what else is appealing about the town? Well, it has a nice cultural scene. Some examples coming up this summer are the Blues Festival. It's been going on for years, very popular. I've went to it. It was great. They have a Pride Festival, and they have a lot of events throughout the year. They have a big Christmas lights and a Christmas parade. So Marshall has a lot of appeal culturally, just for, living in the small town Midwest, and people get to know their neighbors, and you can walk downtown and get a coffee or go to a restaurant. So there is baseball parks and nice walking parks with woods, and the Kalamazoo River goes through there. And aside from the historic homes, there is some new construction in Marshall. And, through the 20th century, there's homes were built in the neighborhoods. So it's not everything's 150 years old there. But there is a lot of that. If you want to fix up a historic home, they are available in Marshall, Michigan. Another thing driving some demand and real estate interest in Marshall is Ford Blue Oval plant. It's not in the town, but it's right next to it on the other side of I-69. So that's going to be a big deal. It's expected to open in 2026 and employ a lot of people. And people in the community, both in Marshall and in Battle Creek, are expecting it to draw new residents into the area as they take jobs. So there could be a lot of positive pressure on real estate prices in the future, as there could be growing demand. Marshall, also, if you're not planning to work at the battery plant, or say you're retired or you have another profession not related to that, it is considered just kind of a nice place to live if you want small town life, but not be too far from other cities. It is located on Interstate 94 and Interstate 69, so you have quick connections to area cities: Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, Lansing, Jackson. And, relatively, Detroit and Chicago are not that far away either, if you had to travel there for various reasons, for business or pleasure. So Marshall has a lot going for it. It is, it's been popular for many years. It is a vibrant small town. It's not a dying little small town in a rural area at all. It has the county fair there. It's the county seat. There's a hospital. So it has a lot of appeal, and I think a lot of people who choose to live in Marshall are doing it just for the small town atmosphere. Traffic is not difficult in Marshall. Not in my opinion, at least. It is not big city traffic at all. If it's a little slow on the main street, it's okay. It's a small town. You're going to get across it in a couple minutes anyway. And if you need to go someplace bigger and have more access to shopping's not that great in Marshall, unless you want to go to the little antique shops downtown. So, but you're right there on I-94, and you can go to a larger city pretty easily. If you would like to know more about buying a house in Marshall, I am available. You can call or text me anytime. My name is Tracy Falvey. I'm a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Michigan Real Estate. And you can call or text 269-967-6589. And as I mentioned before, if you're shopping for a home in this area, there's a link to homes for sale in the description. If you'd like to sell your house in Marshall, things are looking good. The market is in your favor. Days on market are pretty low. Prices are rising. So if it's time for you to move, it is a good time to sell your house. You will do well. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing your comments about Marshall, Michigan.